A Little Warrior in a World of White. The story of a boy who wrote a book to share his journey through illness. Hello, dear listener. If you're feeling tired today, if life feels heavy, uncertain, or like you're walking through fog, then maybe, just maybe, this story will touch your heart like a gentle hug on a stormy day. It begins not in a place of glory, but in a small hospital room, cold, sterile, filled with the hum of machines and the steady rhythm of a beeping heart monitor. Our main character is Minh, a 10-year-old boy. At an age when most kids are out running in the schoolyard, laughing with friends, counting down minutes to recess, Minh was lying still on a white hospital bed, battling leukemia. One day, Minh fainted in class. He was rushed to the hospital. After multiple tests, the doctors delivered the diagnosis: acute lymphoblastic leukemia. Hearing the word cancer, Minh's mother held him tightly and wept. But Minh, he just looked up and asked quietly, "Mom, does this mean I won't be able to go to school anymore?" From that day forward, Minh's world shrank to the four walls of a hospital. Classrooms were replaced with IV drips and injections. Nausea, dizziness, fever, they became his new normal. His once bright eyes dulled, his little body weakened, his hair fell out, his skin turned pale. Some days, Minh would stare out the window, not really seeing anything. The world was gray. His classmates visited less and less. Some were afraid, not understanding that cancer can't be passed with a handshake or a smile. Others came, sat in silence, not knowing what to say. But his mother, she never left. One hand scribbling medication notes in a notebook, the other tightly holding her son's frail fingers. Yet, in the middle of that silence and pain, something magical happened. One day during chemo, Minh grabbed his mom's notebook, the one she used to write down medicine schedules, and wrote just one sentence. "Today I feel sad, but I don't want to cry. I'll try to be strong for one more day." No one asked him to, he just wrote. The next day, he wrote again and again about the pain, about how much he missed school, about the nurse who smiled at him, about a candy a new patient gave him. His handwriting was messy, his spelling wasn't perfect, but every word was real. A nurse noticed and smiled. "Minh, you write so well. Why don't you turn this into a book?" It was the first time Minh realized his feelings, his struggles, could be something more than just private thoughts. They could be shared, maybe even help others like him. From then on, Minh started writing a book. He wrote while waiting for injections, wrote between bouts of nausea. Sometimes he was too tired and had to stop mid-sentence, but he always picked the pen up again. He called the book A Little Warrior in a World of White, because to him, the world had become white. White bed sheets, white coats, white walls, even the ghostly pale faces of kids around him. The book had 10 chapters, each one a piece of his journey. Chapter 1, The Day I Heard the News, the First Fear. Chapter 2, It's Okay to Cry, but you have to wipe the tears. Chapter 3, Friends Without Hair, Friendships in the Hospital. Chapter 4, Doctors Are Superheroes. Chapter 5, Every Day is a Battle. Chapter 6, When Belief is Stronger Than Pain. Chapter 7, Dreams That Fly. Chapter 8, Mom is My Armor. Chapter 9, Writing So I Never Forget How Strong I Am. Chapter 10, The First Victory. In Chapter 3, Minh wrote about Khan, a boy who had lost a leg to bone cancer. They became best friends. Khan never complained. He said, "I may have lost a leg, but I still have a heart to dream with." That made me ashamed of how often I cried. In Chapter 8, he wrote about his mom who never left his side. Mom says, "If it hurts, cry. But after the tears, we smile again. She's not strong, but for me, she's the strongest person in the world." Writing didn't just help Minh cope. It became his hope, his strength. Every time he felt like giving up, he'd read what he had written and remind himself that he was a warrior. There were nights when his fever spiked so high he had to be rushed to emergency. But the moment he opened his eyes, he whispered, "Mom, is my notebook still here?" Another time, he met Mai, a 6-year-old girl also going through chemo. She was terrified of injections and cried every time. Minh quietly walked over, tore out a page from his notebook, drew a superhero and wrote, "Mai's a brave girl." That little piece of paper became her treasure. She carried it with her everywhere. 2 years passed. Minh won the battle. Against all odds, the cancer retreated. And then a second miracle happened. Minh's book was published. When his family posted about it online, within just 3 days, it had been shared over 300,000 times. A publishing house reached out, and not long after, A Little Warrior in a World of White hit the shelves. On the day of the book launch, Minh stood on a small stage. His hair was growing back. His frame still thin, but his eyes, they were glowing. He said, "I'm not a writer. I'm just a kid who was very scared. But writing helped me see how strong I really was." The book was reprinted multiple times. Hospitals added it to their libraries. Nurses and doctors used it to comfort other child patients. One reader wrote, "I've been struggling with depression after losing my job. But after reading Minh's book, I realized how lucky I am just to be healthy. I got up and started job hunting again." A mother wrote, "Thanks to your book, my son finally smiled again after 2 months in the hospital." Minh didn't stop there. He started a group called Little Warriors, where young patients could share their drawings, stories, and hopes. The group grew quickly, with thousands of members joining to support each other. And Minh, he began working on his second book, Dreams Without Hair, a collection of stories from other children battling illness, just like he once did. He said, "If I survived, I don't want to live an ordinary life. I want to keep writing, keep sharing, so that no child ever feels alone while fighting." Dear listener, we don't get to choose the circumstances we're born into, but we can choose how we respond. Minh, just 10 years old, chose to write instead of giving up. He chose to love instead of wallow in pain. He chose to speak up so others could find light in their dark. This story reminds us, sometimes a single sentence can save a soul. Strength isn't never crying, it's crying, then standing back up. And if a 10-year-old boy could create light from within the shadows, then surely you and I, with our healthy bodies and open hearts, can live more kindly, more bravely, and more beautifully.